We're gonna call this phase one of kind of a bedroom makeover kind of thing. This is not gonna be one of those really big, dramatic before and after kind of it's not. This is the reality of, I want to say most people, honestly, that doing a big renovation is just not in the budget right now. I cannot replace all of the furniture and do moldings and fancy things all over the room and color drench the whole thing. I financially can't do that. But we're going to make small little changes that'll just make this room a whole lot more comfortable and just a whole lot nicer to be in. This is our main bedroom. It's in the front of the house. It is northeast facing. So it's overall a dark room. This is literally noon right now, and it's kind of dark. Like you can kind of see, it's kind of a dark room. So it doesn't get a lot of sunlight. So when we're picking out different paints and finishes and things like that, we're going to have to keep in mind that nothing can be too dark because it's already going to look darker when it comes in this room. And we moved into this house. It is a fully furnished rental. So there is already someone else's decor style that's in this house. They have a very beach blue and white kind of design style, but we're very lucky that we can do certain things to this house. Like they're okay with us painting. She actually hates the yellow walls very, very much and has told me if I find the perfect white, by all means, paint the house. She doesn't care. Same goes with this weekend. I scored a beautiful Facebook Marketplace $25 headboard. That is exactly what I've been looking for. I went back and forth on, do I make a headboard? Do I buy a new headboard? What do I want to do? I like this, but is this style going to work with the house once we move it? Back and forth. Basically, I have nixed the idea of building a headboard just because I kind of want to do like an upholstery thing, but the person who owns this house is dead set against any kind of upholstery because the house isn't always occupied, so dust and stuff like that can collect. So the less things that she would have to like dust, the better. So a upholstery headboard, that's out. This one is a, I want to say, perfect blend of my style and her style. I'm not really a coastal decor person. Now, like a moody lake house, all day long. But not so much the bright blue and white coastal. That's just not me. I can appreciate it for sure, but it's not really me. So with this headboard, it's white. It's a kind of gross, dingy looking white right now. But we're going to fix that. And I have been looking through my little book of Benjamin Moore paint swatches to figure out the perfect blue. I have three, and I think I know which one I want, but I'm not really sure. And we're just kind of going to play around. So this is kind of going to be like a vlog. If I get to anything else during the weekend, you're obviously going to see it. But I wanted to give you an intro of what we're actually going to do. So this is phase one. It's going to be the headboard. I'm not really sure what happened to the audio in this, but we're just gonna voice over. So this top color is Quiet Moment. It's a very like light blue gray. It's very subtle. I quite liked it. It was actually my neighbor who mentioned this color. She's like an interior designer, so I definitely trust her opinion when it comes to this stuff. And yeah, I really like it. It's a soft blue gray. It's definitely going to dry darker than it does here, but it was one of my top ones. This next one is Wedgwood gray. It's definitely the most intense color. On camera, it came out very green, which was odd because in person, it definitely had a lot more of a blue tone. And as it dries, it definitely looks more blue. But in this clip, it's a very like, I don't know, like sea foamy green, which is not how it looked at all in person. But it's definitely the most vibrant one out of the three. And I kind of nixed it immediately, but I wasn't 100% sure because right now I'm painting in my living room. It's going to look totally different than if I painted it and brought it into the other room just because the color differences are so drastically different. Now, this last one is Woodlawn Blue. It actually was my top contender before painting it on the headboard. I really thought this was going to be like the perfect non-blue blue. And as I painted it, it did look really good, but it obviously dried much darker than it was wet. And kind of as it dried, I liked it less and less just because it became more of an intense blue as I kept going. And I really just, I don't know. I wasn't really sure. But these are my top three. I definitely like all of these colors, just for different reasons and maybe not for this project. Okay, so I just manhandled this headboard into this room. It was not easy, but I did it. So if I'm a little out of breath, that's why. But I wanted to see all the colors together because in our living room, it's not going to look the same. I also looked through the clip you had just seen of me painting these, and this one looks very green on camera. I'm not sure how it's coming up now in different lighting, but in real life, this is quite blue. Like all of them are quite blue. This definitely does have a green undertone, but like not as green as it looked. So I'm interested to see. It's still wet right now. I'm kind of leaning between this one or this one. I also have, this is the current wall color, obviously, but I am thinking about painting the room, so I wanted to put it all together. Then I can kind of get like an idea, but I'm kind of working off both. If we kept this color, I want it to still work. If we put this new, brighter, whiter color, I want to make sure these work as well. So I have like our bedding, which is a very tan, normal bedding. And then this is the nightstands that are very, very orange. I want it all to look good together. I also have to keep in mind that when we move, this house is a furnished house and it comes with its own bedding. I just didn't like it, so I wanted our house to be comfy and more like us. And so I bought bedding that matched more us. But I did grab one of these shams of the bedding that will come back because this headboard's not coming with us. There is no way, shape, or form, at least in my mindset right now, that we are getting a king size bed. So this is gonna stay. So this has to match this bedding. And I think it does. It's like reversible, like one side's like corals and stuff, and the other side is stripes. And I think all of these look good together with it. Maybe not so much this. I feel like this is too dark. I'm debating between this one and this one. This one was a quiet moment, and this one was woodlawn blue. I don't know. I forgot. But I'm gonna let this dry a little bit more. I'm gonna stare at it probably for the next hour. I'm gonna text people that I trust with their fashion or their interior design, and I'm gonna see what they think as well. Because what better way to design your house than with other people's opinions?
Hello. I have some maps for you, one or two. And then have you done the maze before?
No.
So in this maze, we have 10 white posts.
Okay.
The trivia corresponds with the post. So post 1, you'll read it, answer the question, and it'll tell you whether to turn left or right. I think that's a good one because it's pizza themed.
There we go.
No.
Wow, it's a nice day today.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
I know. It's like a little cloud.
That's the question. What popular pizza variations did Frank Pepe Pizzeria what?
Let's see. Are you sure?
Yeah, because we were in the S and then we moved up. The gray part
You
is the
can pop it,
bridge.
I'm popping it.
And that's the bridge we were just on. So number 3 is which pizza restaurant is not considered New Haven's Holy Trinity? Oh yeah, I know this. I have now moved this into the back bedroom just because I have a lot more space in here than I do in our actual bedroom. And I've gone ahead and cleaned it. It's still looking super gross, but after 3 paper towels, it is clean enough. I really just clean like the corners and the edges and stuff like that. Now I have some white primer paint. That way everything will be the same color. There won't be any kind of weird like colors coming out. I noticed with this one I covered up like a little dark mark and you can kind of see through it. So I want to be able to fully whitewash this whole thing and then we're going to go to the color. I think I know which one I want, but I'm still not 100% sure. So I'm kind of slightly avoiding making the final decision by doing this, but also we need to do this. But yes, here you go. Very non pro tip. If you don't have one of those actual paint can openers, you can always use a butter knife. Mind you, don't really care about said butter knife because it might break it, but it does work. Okay, so the primer is done. I am honestly alarmed. Before it was painted, it looked white-ish. Now that I actually have like the white paint on it, it's alarming how not white that was. This little mark that you can see here is the blue paint. It's a primer. I don't have to put it on thick. But yes, it's looking very cute. I did a brush in these corners and then I did a roller on the whole thing. That way it's like a very smooth finish. It's a few hours later. I've officially picked a paint color. We're going to open it and then we're going to start the first coat. I'm assuming with this we're probably going to need 2 coats, maybe even 3. I don't really know, but I'm excited. I'm so excited. I have to like fight the urge right now to finish this and then put it up immediately tonight because it does need to cure overnight or our bedding will be ruined if I put this up against it. But oh my god, I'm so excited. I hope you wanted the color that I picked, and if you didn't, please don't tell me. Are you ready for this? It's gonna look totally different when it's dry. But if you picked the top one, the quiet moment, you're right. That's what I went with. The other two just seemed a little too blue, and I was worried with all the other blue that's gonna end up in that room once we leave and all the stuff is like put back, like the bedding and all that kind of stuff. It was just gonna be too much blue. So I went with this. It's like a gray blue. She's super cute. And we're gonna start painting. Coat 1 is all done. It's definitely still a little splotchy, but coat 2 should even everything out. But it looks so cute. And as it gets drier and drier, it definitely looks more blue. I was a little worried as I was painting it. It started to look a little green. And I was like, oh no. But as it dries, it does look more blue. So soon, probably in the next hour, 2 hours, I'll be able to do the second coat and see how that turns out. It is now Sunday. This is completely done. It is amazing. I ended up going back like later on around like 8, 9 o'clock, and I literally used my phone light. And I was right up against this thing, looking at any kind of imperfections, any bumps, any drips, anything, sanding it down, and then painting and repainting those little spots just to make this as perfect as humanly possible. It is an older head bed, kind of I adopted it with a little dings and imperfections. So I can only do so much, but I've made it as perfect as I can. Honestly, I love the way this turned out. It is the perfect color. It is a blue, but not like an overly coastal blue. It's very subtle. It has a little bit of like a gray blue to it. It's soft. It's like traditional and modern, but like depending on what you add with it, it could lean coastal or it could lean just like a regular house, like a little colonial house somewhere. It's perfect. I love the way this turned out. I love the little box molding inserts here. It's really, really cute. Now, as much as my brain is telling me that I could move this big honker of a headboard into our bedroom, fully install it, and be good as gold before Cam even got home, I'm going to use the other part of my brain that says to work smarter, not harder. I'm going to wait for Cam to get home. We're going to move the gigantic king size bed and our nightstands, and then he's going to help me install it properly, as he calls it. Because my idea is just let that thing be squished up against the wall in the bed and hope for the best. He would actually like to use the screws and screw it into the headboard, like a proper way to do it. So we're going to do it that way because it does seem smarter to actually like secure it to something and not just sandwich it. So this is what it looks like. It is amazing. I love the way she turned out. She is gorgeous. And yeah, we're just gonna wait. While we wait for Cam to get home, I'm going to clean up my mess a little bit. Also, peek the slippers. They're about to retire. I'm gonna get myself some early Christmas present slippers because I really need them. But I need to grab all of my things. Get this room back into order. Okay, it's been a few days, but are you ready to see how this turned out? This turned out so good. I'm a few days into living with this. I wanted to make sure I really did actually like the color and I didn't want to repaint it because that is definitely a me thing I would do. But this is amazing. It is the perfect like gray blue. It's coastal enough that when we move, it'll match everything, but it also does really match our like very modern traditional kind of look. It is a little lighter and bluer than I probably normally would go for, but with trying to marry both those very different styles together, I think we kind of nailed it. I love this. I am so happy we went with this color instead of the other two. I feel like the other two would have been way too blue and I would not have liked them. This is just like a blue neutral. It's almost a neutral. It's so great. We had a little bit of a hiccup when it came to actually putting it onto the frame and like connecting those two things together. I had to end up re-drilling holes and put new holes because the type of bed frame we have wasn't fitting with the holes that were already in the headboard, but that was an easy little fix. I also put little like sticky felt pads on them because the first night that we slept on this, we noticed that when we would get up or sit down, it would bang against the wall. And I'm not trying to be doing like plaster repair and all that kind of stuff. So we put little felt cushions. That way, when it does touch the wall, it's a soft touch and it's not going to damage the wall. Because, like I told you, this is phase one. Phase two is going to be getting rid of this yellow paint on the walls, getting a nice neutral warm white, and that's going to change everything. Most of the room after that will be done, but I kind of want to paint this room when we paint the rest of the house, just so we're doing it all in one go. So this is phase one. I love this. It really completed the room. Having a headboard just really anchors a room down in a way that I hadn't really noticed. Like, I'd really gotten used to having just the bed with the nightstands and having no headboard. But adding this in here, it grounds the space so much. It makes the room feel complete. And I just love it. I love the style. It's a traditional style with a little bit of something going on. That way it's not super boring. It's not overly tall. It is the perfect height. It hits each lamp right dead in the center of the lampshade. It's just great. I can't say anything better about it. But yes, I really, really like the way this turned out. Let me know what you think. Would you have picked a different color? Let me know. I'm not opposed to painting it again. But I really do love this color and it will most likely stay. But yes, thank you so much for watching and I will see you next week. Bye.